Curious to know how many attorneys are here? Hands up? Okay, quite a bit. And how many of you have not done an asylum case yet? All right, well, I want to tell you, the three of you, that it is one of the coolest experiences you will have in your professional lives and personal lives as well. So I really urge you to do one. I've done 6 so far, and I happen to be from Sri Lanka, and the last one I did were asylum seekers from Sri Lanka. And this was the first case that I was handling under the Trump administration. And I was terrified that this was the first time that I would get a no on asylum. And that fear grew and grew as the decision took longer and longer. But I was pleasantly surprised that they actually got asylum, so that was quite a relief. The big thing that jumped out to me from this particular movie was the difficulty that Oscar faced in telling his story. And I think that as pro bono attorneys, much more so than the fancy legal arguments that we can put in the brief and all that, it's really about gaining the trust of your client in order to get the facts that you would eventually put in your affidavit that goes in the asylum petition. I would say that the affidavit that they provide is probably the most important part of that asylum petition. But in order to get those facts, in order to get that story from them, you first need to get their trust, and that takes a lot of work. You need to get. I've had to sit down with each client multiple times to be able to get these memories that they have repressed because of the trauma, and you have to be sensitive to the re-traumatization that's created by them having to spew it out to somebody that they don't know. So it's hard work, but it is incredibly rewarding work. So for those corporate lawyers out there like myself, it is far more gratifying than telling your corporate client that you want summary judgment, on a particular case. Like the stakes here are very different, and it's, like I said, it's one of the coolest experiences that you would have, and I'd be happy to speak to anybody who would want to talk about it more.